Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm going to share with you guys the benefits that I gained from using wooden dummy. And of course, you might like the dummy training in a different way, but I'm going to be breaking down the technique and the mechanics and how I use it differently versus using the Wing Chun mechanics versus how I use it in different variations. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, so the way I like to think about wooden dummy is using this as a mechanical system to train myself. If you haven't checked out the previous video how I talk about the mechanic with the wooden dummy, make sure you guys check it out. What I like to do is I'd like to tape this according to the width and the length of my footwork. So that way when I follow through the steps, I'm always making sure I'm always aligned with the dummy. So always start off with the measuring on the stance like so. Make sure my body's not either too far or too close. I like to measure the distance using my own hand versus stepping 2 steps or 3 steps away. Some people will say 1 step away from wooden dummy. Some people will tell you that you need to be a step and a half. When I use my hand to measure, this is already telling me my hand is on the center ready to strike. But however, if I measure my foot away from the dummy, sometimes I have to lean forward. And that costs me either too far or too close from the strike. Okay, so number 1, make sure my fingertips touch the dummy. When I open, I center align my hand. So my hand's already presenting on the center. First hand is gonna be build. I open the line, I strike on the sideway. This is gonna teach me the position where my elbow should go. So if you look at the first 3 positions, it should go 1 and 2 and 3, like that. Notice my body is turning right here. This elbow is technically controlled by the collarbone. No difference when you guys plumb and control in Muay Thai. This elbow is gonna create a frame, okay? So what that frame does is controlled by the collar. I turn my body halfway, then I go into a bong sao right here. On the bong sao, I should hit on the top corner. Notice my foot, I'm gonna take a half step first and then enter into a quarter line at the angle. But I don't step doing this. Okay, I don't turn my body yet. I let my shoulder come in first. Notice how my shoulder is turning, then I come into a tang sao. From here, my lead foot is gonna retract back, doing this. So I go from a tang to a gan. Make sure my body doesn't turn away. I stick on a center line. So this is gonna be a strike ideally, versus me coming back this way. I turn back and that's a strike. But in the format of training, we open the palm. Now I take a half step forward and I do what we call a quan sao. Now if I take a look on the position here, I should be centered back up. But I just do a jasama, sideways stance. Now again, I take a half a step forward and I tang sao. I step across this time, I do a gan sao. Halfway through, I go 1, drop the elbow to a center. This is actually a very important piece. You notice how my elbow's on the outside? When I come down, I'm still controlling on the inside hand like so. Now, I can strike with the elbow, which I might explain this in a second. When I turn in, my elbow's on the inside. Now, I strike. Now my elbow goes out to control the hand, and I tak sao. So there's actually 3 important pieces in here that I would like to explain. So if I can borrow a mic for a second. The first part we talked about is controlling with the hand on the collarbone. So if Mike and I is doing this, my elbow is not controlled right by his collar, not here. Because my hand is here, a lot of times people think that I'm just controlling the hand doing this, which is technically not correct. Because if I only control this hand, Mike lifts his elbow high, I lose that position. Where my elbow's gonna go, I'm gonna pass through. So my elbow controls the collar. Now I can either strike and elbow. If you do a Muay Thai, when I clinch, this is the position. You see where his hands are? I'm not doing this. I'm doing this to control. Now it has to control my elbow. Otherwise his hand goes back, that's an elbow strike. Okay, so that's the first piece of Wing Chun. This is always teaching me, even though the hand looks like it's on the arm, but technically my elbow is on top of his collarbone. Sometimes it's hard to see because we always see this as arm. But you'll notice when I strike right here, that first shot is on the hand. But when the second shot comes in, my elbow goes towards the collarbone. Now, I can either strike with the elbow, I can pull in and then strike like so. The bong sao is a little tricky because no one's gonna punch you like this and then leave the hand like that. Now I bong sao. This is only for training purposes, right? Sometimes you'll see like people when they fight, when they jab and cross, I don't want to just do this away. I'm using this to deflect energy away because sometimes my hand might be down here. I don't want to raise my hand out to block. So instead, when my hand is down here below my shoulder, I use my elbow to deflect. This can also be done, my hand punching through like so. Let's say if I cross, I punch him like that. He punch over my hand like this. Then I can use my elbow to sort of deflect away. Not necessarily saying that this guy punch him right here. Let me do my bong sao like that. Because this is gonna be really difficult to make it work in a fight. Because the guy's gonna drive his hand forward. Unless my hand is so fast, I can probably make it on time. I much prefer in a sparring match, if I punch him, he punch over my hand like so, I use my elbow to deflect. Anytime his hand clamps over my top, my arm like this, I don't redraw back. Because if I redraw, he's gonna hit me. I can't really move this way, so instead I use my elbow to deflect. Now my hand has a position just like this. You see how this works? It doesn't represent the hands on the outside. It just kind of helps me to understand the position where my hand should go. The downside with a lot of Wing Chun is we train the drill, we think this is gonna be the way it is, the way it's gonna work. But we never take the to the next level where we think about, if he's doing long range punching, I can't really do, like, might try to punch my face, 1, 2. We're just gonna go 1, 2 like that, punch 1, 2. This is not gonna work because see how his hands are already close to me? Imagine he's driving in with that full force. So really, I prefer much this way on the outside. Even if I go jab and jab like that, he knows jab cross, boom, see my elbow? I can use that to deflect right away. Then maybe I'll follow through my cross. You'll notice the angle. So body position, when he cross, when I parry like this is already open. That's gonna show some my cross to the body. Same as this, when I move this way, the body is already open for that shot. So you can see inside or outside to the low body shot. Same as this angle right here. He punch over, my elbow can deflect, then I can punch. The second piece about this technique that I like about is when I enter into the line. This is very important to me because sometimes when we're doing grappling, my foot, you don't want to just kind of do a stepping. You want to think about angle. So anytime when I angle myself in, especially the guys making a frame like this across my neck, if I low double shooting him, his hand goes here. I will use this hand to push away. Now my outside hand will come here. Now it gives me an angle to take the back. If I change the angle really quick, look at the position here. If I shoot, his hand controls, especially if there's a forearm stop. I take this hand, pop it out. Now watch where this hand is gonna go. That kind of looks like a tang sao. Now I can drop the level to go for a low single, or I can step, start a step. Now control the knee. That can become a double leg. But the same position goes. Anytime he controls me like that, look at that. Now I do double leg, okay? So that's the second important piece right there. The third one, which I liked a lot, is this right here. This allows me to either strike or elbow. So if Mike will control in here, especially when he tries to reach my neck, my hand's already on the inside. You notice how my elbow's high? So the part I talk about this is, I need to drop my elbow so it goes like this. See the hand position? Here, 1, and that's 2. Same as this, either to this or this. You can palm strike, which becomes this, or you can palm strike, which becomes elbow. Now I can grab on the top of his head. I can toss with the knee. This is the same as this to this. You notice position here, like that. No difference, and even though I'm not grabbing the head, but that's the same, just sao. Like when you just bring his head in, strike, and then you grab. Now you can bring him for the position on the knee, or maybe I can elbow, grab behind his neck. Now look at the position here. My both hands pulling him in. As I pull, there's a knee. Just because we're doing this, we're not knee, that doesn't mean that we can't do that, right? So same position, we can chi sao. Now look at the strike, look at the knee. Same, when I chi sao, you can move. Now look at the strike. This is the same as this, but my elbow don't go out. See, if I go outside, he's already striking me. So when I chi sao with the guy, inside, now I strike, you can grab, reach, or control. Now my hands on the inside control like a bong sao. I lift him. Now I can knee. When we palm each other like that, he grab my neck. It's the same as this. Boom, see the elbow right here? Now I grab, and that knee. All the difference is chi sao, right? This and this, pummeling, control, bicep control, head control, clenching, neck. See my hand? Your hand has position. Just because we have long range with the hand to hand, we have an elbow range where the elbow can strike. We have a pummeling on the neck range where my hand and elbow is so close to his neck. So you have 3 different ranges for pummeling. Long range clenching, elbow, which is closer, elbow range. Now you have close range, shoulder range. So now when I try to grab my neck, I can switch my hand, go, go, go. Now we're just here to control. He grabs my neck. This prevents him from elbowing me, but it just looks like a bone saw resting on top of his arm. When I try the vertical elbow, I can block him. Try the horizontal elbow, I can block him. The moment he runs his hand away, bang, then my elbow comes in. Same as this, just like that. He runs away, boom, that's an elbow. He runs away again, boom, that's an elbow. If he grabs my neck, however, boom, I'll grab on top. Now I can re-clinch him like so. Now he's locked in. Now I can start to knee him like so. If he runs away, oh, look at that. Now my elbow's in. He runs the other hand around my neck like so. Now I'm in the inside position. So we're constantly playing with the hand position to kind of trap. No difference than when doing chi sao. With the wooden dummy, what it does is teach you the mechanics that you need. With the movement that we're drilling, it may look like this, but ideally, you can change it based on how close and how far you are. Same thing with the grappling. It's all about hand fighting, hand position, hand control. Once you understand all that training that provides you from Wing Chun, you should be able to isolate and then combine that with either Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, or any martial that you know. But Wing Chun by itself, sometimes I feel like we're too locked in. And we send too focused onto one thing that may or may not work. So why do I like Wing Chun training? Especially when it comes to wooden dummy, it's because the angles and position, just like a heavy back. This is never gonna fight back, but it's always available for you to practice, understand your footwork, your positioning, your angle, because this is already measured. It's already pre-measured. Your hand will not go out of place, but it's gonna teach me the mechanics and the movement that my body needs without having to take any essence away, okay? So let me know what you guys think about wooden dummy. Have you been training with a wooden dummy alone by yourself, or have you done all the group classes? If you do have a wooden dummy at home, what type of training do you do? So feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.